All right, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing we are going to do is you are going to go to photopea.com. If you type it into the bar, or you can use the link in today's module or the link that I put in the chat to get to photopea.com. It's going to open a page that looks exactly like this. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go to File, Open. Now today we are opening our files one at a time. Right now I only have my first 4 files in my folder. You're going to have to find wherever your folder is. If it's in your Google Drive, you can just open it through your Google Drive. If it's under here, under your desktop. I downloaded my file to my desktop to get to it, and I'm going to open my first image. So I'm going to check, make sure, yes, this is my first image. The first thing I'm going to do once I click that, I'm going to click Open, and that's going to open my file. Now the first thing I'm going to do before I do anything else is I'm going to rename this file to Move 1. So I know that this is my first image, so that I don't get confused later trying to look at photo 2020, 1028, with all the junk that comes in your image file. So then you're going to go, okay. So you double click up here on the name, change your file to Move 1, and click OK. Then the next thing you are going to do is we are going to get rid of the backgrounds on these so that we can just add one common background to your whole GIF. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the tool that's called Magic Wand. And the way you find that is you go 1, 2, 3, 4 down, and then you're going to click and hold, or right click, either right click, or if you click and hold, either one will pop up. You want this little menu and you want to change it to Magic Wand. Now Magic Wand is a tool that selects all of the pixels that are a similar color. So the better your image is, the easier this part is going to be. So now first there is also tolerance, and I'm going to show you what this does. If I make tolerance too high, it should default to 16. But if I make tolerance too high, I select, actually that one still worked. It's going to select more. If I make my tolerance, and remember you can always undo over here. So all your undos are over here. So if I go to Magic, I've still got my Magic Wand selected, and I change my tolerance to like 1. Okay, so the higher my tolerance, the more pixels it picks up, and it picks up more of the inside. I want to leave the inside. So I want to leave your Magic Wand probably around 20. So your tolerance is around 20. If you find that it starts selecting the inside of your item, up your pixels or up your tolerance a little bit more. If you have any other issues, please talk to me, because there could be other issues with your image. So I'm going to select this. It gets most of my image. It gets all of that except for this little bit over here where I had a little bit of a shadow. So now I'm going to select that and click delete. So select delete. Now I was a bad person and I have all of this background space. So the problem with that is that it does not select and clean up as neatly. So what you're going to do is if you have any of that background space, select, deselect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as a big space. So I'm going to go to the second tool, and I'm going to very carefully, when I'm not going to get up here near, see how I left that good amount of space next to my hand because I don't want to crop off anything off my hand. But this space down here, I can be a little bit more generous and I can just delete. So I'm clicking, dragging a box, making sure I'm not deleting any of my image. And then I can click delete. Now over here, I can click over here and get all this part and click delete. And now I can click over here and click delete. And I can get over here and click delete. Now, if I need to get in here, so I want to be able to see better, I can view, zoom in. View, zoom in, and then scroll up here. And then I can actually use that Magic Wand to select that little bit at the end. And then in order to be able to see, because Magic Wand makes that little halo of items, I can always select, deselect. Okay, so it looks like I still got a couple of little pixels over here. So I'm going to go in and delete them. View, zoom in, get rid of as many as I can. Otherwise it will show up in your final image. So now I've got my outside of my image pretty good. There's a little bit over here that I can delete, but you want to see not much going on outside your image. Now you can tell I did not do a good job erasing on this particular image because you can see my pencil marks, and I'm just going to have to kind of live with those, or I'm going to have to go back and re-photograph my image. You can also, if you have your magic wand, you can go in. That didn't work. So if I get too close to the image, it's not gonna let me do that. So I'm just gonna live with that little bit of outside. By the time it is as small as the GIFs are at the end, you're not gonna see that little bit. But the better job you did drawing, the better job you did erasing, the nicer it's gonna look. So last step for this thing is if you want to add, or I'm gonna stop this video here, and then my next video I'm gonna talk about color.